Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Daisy Fox and this is Daisy Fox Tarot. If you're not so new here, welcome back. Thank you for returning. Okay, we are going to start off today with a message from your ancestors, okay? So that's what we're doing today. We're getting a message from your ancestors who have passed on. I really wanted to do this around October 31st, Halloween, but had some stuff come up. Couldn't really get to actually recording any videos during that time, just kind of busy, but here we are, we're doing it now. It's all the same, honestly. We're gonna just jump right in, you guys, and find out what messages your ancestors have for you, okay? So starting off here, I have 3 piles for you guys to choose from, okay? 3 oracle cards. You guys choose the one that you feel the strongest pull towards, okay? We will start with pile number 1 here. We have invisibility, okay? Authenticity. So if you feel drawn to that card, pile number 1 is going to be your pile. And then we have pile number 2 with Black Cat, Fortune Meets Opportunity. So if you feel drawn to this card, pile number 2 is going to be your pile. And then pile number 3 here, we have Dawn with the light after the darkness, okay? So if we feel drawn to this pile number 3 is going to be your pile. Now, take some time if you need to, meditate on the cards, okay? Pause the video if you need to as well to give yourself a little bit more time. We don't do panic picking here. No need for any of that. But do know that you're not going to pick incorrectly, okay? If you feel called towards or feel a pull towards a pile, there is a message for you in that pile. Don't worry about picking incorrectly, okay? You were led here for a reason. So pick whichever one you feel a strong pull towards, okay? If you're feeling like it might be multiple piles, totally normal. Totally normal. Lots of people do, myself included, okay? So what I would recommend is to start with a pile that you feel the strongest pull towards, a pile that would give you FOMO if you had to suddenly close out of the video and couldn't watch it ever again. What pile would you say, oh man, I really felt like that one though, okay? And then whatever piles after that, so watch that one first, and then the other ones you'll watch afterwards to get some secondary messages for you, okay? So your main message will be that first pile that you think of, that one that you feel a super strong pull towards, maybe even a little bit of FOMO, like I said, if you were to miss out on getting to hear that. And then those other piles will be your secondary messages, okay? They'll kind of go hand in hand with your first pile that you choose. So anyways, I will have the pile timestamps in the description box down below. I will also have that pinned in the top comment once this goes out and is released, okay? I'll put that in there for you guys. I know it makes mobile users, it's like so much easier to have it in that top comment. So rather than scrolling through the description box. But anyways, so we're going to jump right in here, you guys. Like I said, take some time, meditate on the cards, pick the piles that resonate the most for you based on these cards, and then I will see you guys in your readings and we will find out what messages your ancestors have for you. Bye. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this card, invisibility and authenticity. Okay, so right off the bat, this card talks about being our authentic self, okay? Not hiding who we are, not trying to remain invisible so that or trying to remain undetected in our life, almost, I would say. Invisible, undetected, those are kind of concepts that come to mind here with this. Kind of trying to fade in and not really stand out. A lot of us, it's kind of a trauma response for us. We don't really want to be the center of attention. We don't want to necessarily be our authentic selves if it means that we stand out from the crowd or stand out from others, okay? So we'll see a little bit more about what your ancestors are wanting you to know specifically about this card, okay? But being your authentic self is the first thing that comes to mind, and not being afraid to be who you are as well, okay? Not trying to hide yourself with the cloak of invisibility, okay, where no one can really see who you are, who you truly are, okay? And trying to just go through the world undetected. Not really what we're here to do, you guys, and it's really not in our best interest to keep our light hidden, okay? You can almost see that here in this card with the light back behind. It's almost like it's hiding the light. It's covering the light, okay? Keeping our light hidden, dimming our light, not allowing ourselves to shine as brightly as we could because we're afraid of the visibility that that gives us within society, or like within our peers, our family, whoever that is, our circle, our social circle, whoever that is, whatever that means for you personally, okay? So a message coming through here about authenticity and the power of allowing ourselves to be visible, okay? Let's see here. And it's interesting, the sun just came behind the cloud, or came out from behind the clouds whenever I said that, and things got a little brighter in here. So might be a bit of a confirmation for you guys, but let's go ahead and grab some other oracle cards for you, and then we'll jump into your tarot cards, learn a little bit more about this message from your ancestors. So we'll start here. Y'all know the Crow Oracle, Urban Crow Oracle is my fave. So we're going to do those here for you guys. I'm feeling those too. Illusion. Okay. Interesting. We have that with invisibility here. Okay. And then caching. All right. These two cards came out for a totally different reading that I did a couple of days ago. Really crazy that they're both coming out in the same reading today. Especially since we're like that reading, we were talking about pets that have passed on, and now we're talking about ancestors, which are obviously loved ones or people we're related to who have passed on. Okay, so we've got caching and illusion here. Really, really interesting. These both decided to come out in this reading. Okay, so I feel like these here are talking about the different facets of invisibility, okay? To a certain extent, not being ourselves, okay? Hiding who we are, trying to remain invisible. It's a bit of an illusion, okay? The only person you're really fooling to a certain extent is yourself, okay? In the end, you're not, when you hide yourself, you're only fooling yourself. You're only harming yourself. You're only preventing yourself from shining. That masking is trying to mask who we really are. It's exhausting. Okay. It's absolutely exhausting. And I feel like that is being called out in this reading. And now I'm not talking about the actual clinical term masking that we typically see being talked about or used in reference to people who are neurodivergent and they feel like they need to hide certain traits or be or act a certain way in society in order to be accepted. Okay, that is not what we're talking about here. So I don't want to get that confused. I'm not saying, like, I understand masking in a clinical term in that way is a survival mechanism for people who experience neurodivergence. So let's not get that twisted or confused here. That's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about masking in a very general sense. I feel like most people do go into the world and we do mask who it is that we truly are, okay? Who we really are deep down inside. Lots of us do that. And so I'm not talking to the same extent, like that clinical masking that we're talking about there. Okay, I'm not talking to that same extent or talking about a survival mechanism to that extent. Okay, I'm talking about just hiding who you are, trying to throw up some sort of illusion that you're someone that you're not, but in the end you're only fooling yourself, not others. Okay, people can tell when you're being authentic. People can tell when you're not truly being yourself. It is noticeable when someone isn't being themselves. Okay, caching here too, interestingly for this, coming through as like look, they're like hiding these little seeds. They kind of seem like little pearls, hiding these little pearls, okay? Like they're saving them for a rainy day, or like they're saving them for another time. And I feel like this is something that's you might be doing kind of with who you are authentically, your interests. Maybe they're like pearls. They're precious, they're valuable, okay? These have value, but you're hiding them in the ground and covering them with dirt, okay? So that they don't stand out as much. So maybe someone else won't want it, or maybe it won't seem as appealing or as noticeable to others, okay? Perhaps this is kind of what you've been doing in your own life, okay? With who you are, with who you truly are. You're hiding these qualities, these amazing qualities, valuable qualities that you have, that you bring to the table, but they require you to be your authentic self, and that can be terrifying sometimes, honestly. So I'm seeing here that you're like hiding this and trying to keep these invisible, trying to keep these from being seen. But like I said, in the end, it's an illusion. We're only harming ourselves. Okay. Really interesting here. Let's get some tarot cards. We'll learn a little bit more about this, but obviously big message coming in, talking about not being afraid to be who you are, okay? Be your authentic self. Let people know who you are and what it is that you bring to the table. I feel like you have a lot to offer, but you really dim your shine, okay? You really dim your light, and you kind of hide behind some sort of persona that isn't actually true to who you are. Also hearing here with caching and covering these pearls up with dirt. It's like you feel, it's almost like you feel like if I dirty this up, if I muddy this up, if I make these qualities look less valuable, or if I make myself not stand out so much, because I mean, bright, shiny pearls are going to stand out, right? If I make myself not stand out, then there's like this safety. I'm protected, okay? But you're really doing yourself a disservice, okay? So that's what I feel like here. That very much like this is a defense mechanism type of thing that has developed early on in life, okay? This is being called out by your ancestors. They really want to shed some light on this. So let's get your tarot cards and learn a little bit more about this message from them, because I feel like it is a strong one coming through for you guys here. Let's see. Those 3 wanted to come out. I'm going to pop them up here. They fell on that caching card. And then let's get a few more here for you guys. I'm feeling this one, that one, this one, and then I'm feeling this one back here. I don't know why. I just felt like, oh my gosh, that one that's in my hand, it's kind of moving around back there. Okay. So we have, sorry guys, now the sun has went behind a cloud, and so it is kind of dark in here. So I apologize for the light situation. Let's see here. We have Temperance. Okay. Balance here. We have 7 of Wands. Yes. Yes. We have Page of Cups. Yes. We have the Empress. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands. We have, let's see here. I'm trying to organize my little guys here. We've got Strength. Ooh, okay. Some major arcanas coming out for you guys. I feel like you guys are going through a major transformation right now. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Also lots of feminine energy. Queen of Wands, Empress, Queen of Cups. Interesting. Okay. Let's talk about it here. So 7 of Wands. Yeah. So this was just an immediate yes for me when I saw that, because I feel like this is how you currently feel right now. Like you're up against a lot of odds. Okay. I'm seeing here, normally 7 of Wands in most decks, it depicts the person being all by themselves. There's really no one in their corner, like rooting them on, cheering for them, on their team, helping them, emotional support. There's nothing. It's just them on their own. But here in this deck, we do have this girl here holding on to this guy's leg, okay, sitting here with them as he's fighting off all of these people. First thing that came to my mind when I saw this was ancestors here. They got your back, okay? They're here with you. You're not fighting this alone, okay? So if you're interested in reaching out to your ancestors, you're interested in like receiving personal messages from them, like just without having someone else kind of like be the intermediary here, this right here is saying reach out to them, okay? They want to be in your corner. They're on your side, okay? They are in your corner, actually. They're on your side. They see what it is you're going through, and they even are experiencing it as well, okay? They feel what you're feeling, okay? This panic, this terror almost, I'm hearing. Like maybe it is terrifying. The idea of being authentically yourself is terrifying, okay? They feel it. They know it. And there's a pretty good chance that this has come from a place of trauma, probably something that happened really early on in our life. And you guys know these are cycles. They get passed down from generation to generation because your mom and dad were treated a certain way by their parents, who were treated a certain way by their parents, who were treated a certain way by their parents, and so on and so forth. So it's important to remember when we're struggling with generational trauma, okay, and trying to break out of those cycles. I mean, it's important to remember that our ancestors have been there, okay? Perhaps maybe even they're the ones who kind of, kind of allowed it to continue, okay? Kind of perpetuated some of these cycles, but they're on the other side. They're now seeing the big picture. They're seeing it from the other side and they're going, wow, this has my actions had such a far-reaching effect, like far-reaching effects onto future generations, onto my descendants, okay? So they're here with you. They're feeling this. There's a pretty big chance. There's a specific ancestor coming through, I would say, for everybody who intuitively chose this pile. They've been there, they've done that, they understand what this feels like, okay? And they're in the corner fighting with you, okay? The big message coming through from them as far as tarot goes right here is temperance, okay? Having some balance. You do not have to just jump into the waters of public life as vulnerable and naked as the day you were born, okay? You do not have to do that. There is balance there, okay? Find some balance. What are you a little less uncomfortable being open about? Okay, maybe we start there, all right? What are some things that we really feel like, that's not really something I want to share with my peers or with my coworkers or share about myself? You know what I'm talking about? Keep those. That's okay. There's a balance there. I think with authenticity, there's always a balance that has to be struck. I mean, we cannot just blurt every single thing that comes to mind. We cannot just say something shitty and then be like, well, but that's just my authentic self and that's just, how I authentically feel. Well, that might be the case, but we don't necessarily need to like overshare. There's a line there, right? So temperance here is saying find some balance as you start to dip your toes into the water of being open, of allowing people to see your shine, of allowing people to see the valuable things that you have, that you've accumulated, or that you've been working on in yourself, okay? If this is maybe the result of this self-work, or improvement that you've been doing or healing, okay? They're saying here, find some balance between letting people see who you truly are and also like withdrawing maybe a little bit and not showing your whole hand, I guess you could say, okay? So start with balance. You don't have to jump in head first. They really want to make sure that you know that they're here in your corner. Even if you feel like you are up against all the odds by yourself, you're not by yourself. They're here with you. They know what you're dealing with. They know what you're struggling with, okay? They've been there, they've done that, and they've probably perpetuated these cycles, honestly, and now they're on the other side seeing this and they're going, wow, I need to reach out and help help my descendants because I help perpetuate this cycle and it's continuing to harm them. Maybe you're someone who has, you're watching this pile and you're someone who has been working on getting rid of some ancestral, like generational trauma, certain cycles and stuff like that. You've been breaking that, maybe with gentle parenting, maybe with, the way you speak to yourself, maybe there's just so many different things, you guys. I mean, it's gonna be different for everybody here, but overall, the point still stands. Find some balance as you begin to dip your toes into being more authentic. You don't have to go in head first, and know that you're not doing this alone, okay? Page of Cups here, kind of bundled with the Seven of Wands, okay? As you chase your desires, as you go after the things that you want in life, these things that light you up, okay? Your guides are there with you is one of the messages I'm hearing come through with this Page of Cups too. And not just in the hard times, but also in the happy times as well. All right. I'm also hearing here that they want to have a relationship with you if that is something you're interested in for Page of Cups here. Okay. So if you are interested, like I said, in deepening your relationship with your ancestors, wanting to work with them, they are open to that. Okay. There's lots of great videos and information out there on how to connect with your ancestors. All right. Take a look into some of that. Pick a video that just feels like it would resonate for you, kind of like we do with the piles here. Pick something that feels like it would resonate and just watch it and see what resonates for you. Take what resonates and leave the rest type of situation, okay? But they're interested in having a relationship with you, okay? This allows them to be a better participant or a more active participant when you do feel like you're up against the odds. It's really interesting, actually. This woman looks a lot like the woman in the Page of Cups. I mean, not exactly, obviously, but pretty similar. And so I feel here, this depiction is just saying that they would love to have a relationship with you. You might feel a bit like a fish out of water at first when you start communicating with this person or with these ancestors. You might feel a little bit like, oh, I feel kind of silly. I feel kind of out of my element here. Give it some time, work with it. You'll find yourself feeling a lot more comfortable with it, especially as you begin to get some confirmation from them that they are hearing you, that you are actually in communication with them. Those things will come through for you. It'll be different for everybody, okay? Everyone's comfortable with different levels of communication from the other side. So anyways, they very much want to have a relationship with you. Next, okay. Like I said, lots of feminine energy. I would say that the primary ancestor coming through for you is going to most likely be a female or an ancestor who really embodied more of a feminine energy rather than a masculine energy. So doesn't have to necessarily just be gender, male or female, whatever. Could very much just be kind of their energy. We definitely know men or people who identify as men who have a bit more of softer feminine energy, and people who identify as women who have a bit more like masculine energy, where feminine's more like receiving, flowing, masculine is more like achieving, getting type of such, but anyways, you guys, sorry, a bit of a tangent here, but definitely strong divine feminine energy coming in here for you guys. So definitely seeing that this is most likely a female energy, maybe a grandmother, okay, with Queen of Cups. Here, Queen of Wands, this is an ancestor who in their lifetime, they really embodied confidence, okay? They really embodied ease, perhaps luxury as well, okay? Really in tune with their emotions, yet also very grounded in very grounded and mature about it as well, okay? They allow their emotions to flow, but they're not getting swept up. And then strength. This is someone who's very strong. Perhaps they fought a bit of a battle at the end of their life too, and you see them as a very strong person, okay? But now let's take these and let's flip these over to you guys, because while I feel like these cards, while I feel like they apply to this ancestor or characteristics of this ancestor that wants to reach out, I feel like they very much apply to you as well. And there's some advice here for you, okay? Queen of Wands talks about confidence, okay? The Queen of Wands, she is very confident in herself. She's very confident with her when it comes to her passions, okay? She's very confident in trusting her intuition and listening to messages from the other side. We have this black cat here, okay? She's very, very confident. Look at how she's sitting in this chair. Maybe even a little unconventional, okay? Is kind of what this is showing us here with the Queen of Wands. So like I said, perhaps this ancestor was a bit of a very confident, a bit unconventional person when they were living, okay? If this is someone that you know or know of specifically, but also this is saying here to you, when it comes to this journey of being authentic, of dipping your toes in the water and beginning to find some balance here, where you're not just hiding who you are whenever you're going out and being around others or when you're around others, okay? Confidence is going to be a big thing. And I'm seeing that come in for you, okay? Empress as well. Look how confident this woman is. In addition, look at the Empress is really supposed to talk about luxury as well and abundance, okay? We have all this wheat here ready for harvest. Notice she's not going to be harvesting it. She's not lifting a finger for that. It's ready for it, but that's probably not going to be her role. You see that? Based on what we're seeing here, okay? So lots of ease coming in. I really think you're just going to find yourself, honestly, when you begin to dip your toes in and you start to be your real authentic self here and allow these pearls, this bright, shiny, beautiful, valuable traits that you have, when you allow these to be seen, you start to dip your toes in the water, okay? I think that you are going to get really positive feedback from your external world. I think you are going to get feedback that lets you know, I need to keep being myself. People like who I actually am. I really thought that people wouldn't be that interested in who I am authentically, but actually it turns out they are. That is what I'm seeing that you're going to be coming into here. They want you to know that. Have some confidence here with this, and then just allow yourself to flow. Allow yourself to lean into it a little bit, okay? Like I said, you don't have to go above your head, deep down, dive into the water and, feel overwhelmed, but allow yourself to lean back and flow with that, okay? Another message here, just kind of some confirmation as far as ancestors are concerned. Wheat, harvest, stuff like this is definitely, it's definitely represents ancestral messages, ancestral guardians, guidance coming through. So this is someone who's going to be in your corner, like I said, with you throughout this whole thing. It's almost like, I almost see that like this is her with you. She's saying, hey, I'm going to lend you my confidence. I've got plenty to spare. I will lend that to you. Listen to your intuition. I will lend that to you. This ease, okay? This feeling of ease, this flow, leaning into, she's like leaning back here, very comfortable. Leaning into this feeling of abundance, or I think you're what am I trying to say? I think you will be better received than what you anticipated. We have Queen of Cups here too, talking about emotions here and your desires and how you interact with that, okay? There's a message here talking about to just sit back, relax, take it easy, okay? She's just sitting here enjoying her tea, watching a show. You can tell that's what she's doing. Feeling all the feels. It's like she's watching a sitcom or something. And even with this like candlelight right here flickering, it's almost like it's the TV flickering or something. It's almost like this card has come to life to a certain extent. That's really, these messages here, we've got strength as well. You have way more strength than you realize. Notice here, this person is also very comfortable. If you notice, everybody is very, very comfortable. She's leaning back, kind of sitting a little weird, leaning back, sitting a little weird, leaning back, like kind of leaning to the side here. And I'm seeing, the message here for you could very well be, like, if you notice, she's still the Queen of Wands, regardless of how she chooses to sit in this chair. She's still the Empress, regardless of how she chooses to sit in this chair. She's still the Queen of Cups, regardless of how she chooses to sit in this chair. Regardless of how they choose to express themselves, they are still very much in this energy, and wonderful energy too. Queen of Wands, beautiful energy. Queen of Cups, beautiful energy. Empress, beautiful energy. And then we have Strength here, also beautiful energy, okay? And she's leaning up against the lion like it ain't nothing, okay? She's got her bright yellow shoes on, representing confidence, walking with confidence, okay? Very confident in the steps that she's taking here. Confidence in her own ability, in her own strength, okay? I really see that that's what I'm seeing here, is to lean into it and just put your own spin on life. That's how you can begin to dip your toe into the water, the waters rather, of being authentic and not being invisible and hiding who you really are. Okay. You can do things in an unconventional way. You can still do the same things everyone else is doing. I mean, assuming you want to, of course, but you can still do those same things, but you can put your own spin on it, your own flavor on it. And that is absolutely what these women have done here. Okay. What these figures are doing, they're putting their own spin on it. And I think that that's the message here that your ancestor wants you to know is, hey, I'm different too. I was different too. I was considered a little bit of an outcast. I was considered to be a little bit unconventional, maybe a little bit eccentric. Maybe that's the way that you personally identify yourself, or how you identify, with yourself, is I'm a little bit different. I put my own spin on things. I'm etc. Whatever. But you're afraid that this makes people uncomfortable. It doesn't have to make people first of all, screw people, but also I know that life doesn't and society doesn't really work like that. So as much as you want to say, well, fuck what they think, I understand that it's still mad. You still care. Society, and humans evolutionary, the way our brains are, it just do be like that, right, guys? So anyways, regardless, so the message here is that you can still do all the normal things, but you can put your own spin on it, okay? Is what I'm seeing here. Sit in these energies in the way that feels comfortable for you. Oof, that's it. Y'all, I'm closing the reading right now. No, I'm kidding. But yes, sit in these energies in the way that feels most comfortable and authentic for you. Don't worry about how everyone else has done it, how everyone else is sitting in these energies. You sit in the energy in the way that is the most comfortable for your authentic self, is what I'm hearing here. Okay. So the energy of strength, what strength looks like for you, you sit in that energy in the way that you want to, that you need to, that expresses who you are authentically. Same with the Queen of Cups energy when it comes to the way that you express your emotions, the way that you handle the emotions of others, the way that you deal with desire, all of that, all of those things. Sit in that in the way that you need to where you feel comfortable, okay? Express yourself in that way, express yourself within that energy in a way that's authentic to you, okay? You don't have to try to mirror and be like somebody else, all right? Same with this Queen of Wands, feeling confident, feeling passionate, feeling powerful, okay? Connected to the other side, all right? Do this in the way that feels comfortable for you. Empress, luxury, experiencing abundance. Sit in this energy in a way that is comfortable for you. You do not have to do everything in a super conventional way, and people will not look at you. I think, like I said, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. People are not going to judge you as harshly, I think, as you are judging yourself when it comes to all of this, okay? Be in these energies in the way that feels most comfortable for you, and know that you have your ancestors in your corner. They have your back and they want a relationship with you if that is something that you would like as well. Okay, so pile number one, this is what I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. And I want to thank your ancestors for coming through to give you this beautiful message of being authentic to who you are and moving throughout the world in a way that feels authentic and comfortable for you. Okay. Dip your toes in the water a little bit. Allow yourself to open up. I think you will be pleasantly surprised at how you are received. Okay. But like I said, thank you guys so much for being here. Please like the video if it resonated for you. Subscribe to the channel. It helps so much. And I will see you all in your next reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen Black Cat, Fortune Meets Opportunity here, and we are going to get a message from your ancestors for you today. So this card right here, I love this card because it really talks about the different perspectives of the black cat, or rather, let me change that. The different ways people perceive the black cat throughout history. How in some cultures it's considered bad luck. Okay, to have a black cat cross your path, it can be considered a sign that misfortune is coming your way. While in others, a black cat is considered to be fortuitous. Okay, meaning that prosperity is coming in, good luck is coming in, okay? That there are going to be opportunities coming for you to, that will allow you to take advantage of these and find yourself in an even luckier position, okay? With the black cat. So in here, black cat, fortune meets opportunity, okay? Also, black cats are said to have 1 foot, or cats in general, particularly black cats though, are said to have 1 foot in the other, on the other side, and 1 foot in this world, right? So 1 foot in the underworld, 1 foot here. They kind of ride that line there. So talks a lot about intuition, seeing the other side. Cats are also nocturnal. They can see at night. So when we've got moon card type situations, we can actually have a better view, a better vision of what's actually going on when we're a cat or a nocturnal creature, right? So we're going to grab some more cards, learn a little bit more about this. I don't want to take this too far out of context and just, run with this, but definitely wanted to talk about the meaning of this card and how it talks about the different perceptions of the black cat, and how overall for many cultures it talks about how fortune meets opportunity. Good luck coming in, lots of opportunities coming in where you can take advantage of these and really see some amazing results. So let's grab a couple of other oracle cards for you guys. Y'all know I love my Urban Crow oracle here. So we're going to get 1 or 2 cards from here. We'll see. Oh, okay. Looks like we have 2 cards, 3 cards. Okay, that's what we're doing then. So we have Sacred Space. I want to apologize for the lighting, you guys. The sun went behind the clouds. I was trying to use natural light and it ain't happening. So we also have Battle. Interesting. And then we have Teamwork. Wow. Pile number 1 also had a couple of oracle cards come out that came out in a previous reading that I did a couple of days ago, and they popped out again. So really interesting to see that here too. Give me a minute. I'm gonna mess with my lighting and I will be right back, you guys. Okay, I feel like I turned a lamp on in the corner of the room and I felt like that helped a little bit. Sorry guys, still working with filming and lighting and all the things, y'all know. It's just a work, it's just a work in progress. It do be what it do be. But anyways, so let's jump in, you guys. Let's grab these tarot cards too, and we will talk about all the things for you all. Lots of good messages coming in here with Sacred Space, Teamwork, Battle. Okay, so first and foremost, if you have been feeling like you have been up against some crazy odds, okay, and you feel like things have not been going the way that you were hoping they would go, where things have kind of just felt like a bit of a fight, I'm hearing here with Battle that's being acknowledged, as well as a message here with Teamwork and this black cat, like all of this kind of coming together here, that there's going to be some good luck for you happening with this situation. Whatever this situation is, that's got you kind of feeling like you're kind of like a fight, I'm almost hearing fight for your life type of thing. Perhaps it's a big situation. It's a big deal. Maybe this is something that is, it's going to be really influential, like the outcome, like no matter what, the outcome is going to be very influential and have like a huge impact on your life. Okay. I'm hearing here that good fortune, good luck coming to you within this. I'm also seeing here with Teamwork, your guides have your back. Okay. They have your back. They've got you, or your ancestors rather specifically. they're with you they're with you here within this journey while you're going through whatever it is that you're going through specifically. I'm hearing here that they've been there, done that almost. And that's kind of the wonderful thing that we have with ancestors. Whenever we reach out to them, they've been through a lot of the exact same things we're going through. We have to remember that a lot of our struggles can often be, a lot of those can kind of go all the way back to the foundations of our childhood, our upbringing, right? And with generational trauma as well. And it's important to remember that, our parents treated us a certain way because their parents treated us a certain way, because their parents treated them a certain way, because their parents treated them a certain way. It's like it's this snowball effect. That's how generational trauma works, right? And generational cycles, So your guides have or your ancestors, I keep saying guides. I don't know why I keep saying guides. Perhaps your ancestors are your primary guides. If you're really interested in spirit guides, maybe you've been wondering who your spirit guides are. Well, your ancestors want you to know that they're definitely making up a big portion of that, okay, for you here. But yes, so they've been there, they've done that. They know generally the type of issues that you're going through, especially internally, okay? They've been there, they've done that. A lot of them have they've been through a lot of the same generational trauma that you have, okay? Excuse me. So let's go ahead, learn a little bit more. I want to learn a little bit more about the sacred space card as well. I do feel like if you've got something, I'm hearing nest egg. And I don't always hear that with this card, regardless, contrary to the imagery here. If there's something that you've been protecting, there's some big thing that you have that you're trying to, you've got this nest egg that something that you've been trying to protect or that you've been trying to secure. Okay, good luck coming with that. Guides are on your side. Perhaps that's what this battle is about for you. It has to do with this nest egg, or has to do with protecting your sacred space. And your sacred space does not have to be necessarily a physical place, obviously. This can be an emotional state, okay? Sometimes protecting our peace is protecting our sacred space, okay? This could be our homes, of course. This could be our family. This could be relationships that are super important to us. And this could even be our finances as well. I mean, our finances in this world, it just is what it is. We have to have money in order to survive. And so our finances, our money, when we're protecting that and trying to do our best with that, that's protecting our sacred space sometimes, you guys. So this could be a lot of different things for a lot of different people here watching this. We're going to look at these tarot cards, get a little bit more information here. But I'm seeing here, you've got really good luck on your side. You've got your ancestors and your guides in your corner here, okay? Flying with you, all right? Flying with you. They got your back in this battle. It's like that's them sitting here watching, it's like they're here watching over you as you go through whatever this is for you specifically. Let's go ahead and turn these tarot cards over. We have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, I was feeling finances here. It's looking like that might be what we're dealing with. We have Six of Wands as well here for you guys. With that, we've got the Hermit. We have that in reverse. I feel like I need to leave that in reverse. I don't always read reverses. Four of Cups as well. I will be leaving. Let's see. How did I turn that over, you guys? Did I turn it that way? I'm not sure. Four of Cups we'll do upright. And then the Lovers here. You might have felt called to pile number 2, by the way. Or you are pile number 2. Yes, you might have felt called to pile number 1. I'm sorry. Here with the Lovers. And then we have the Empress. Oof, I'm so sorry, you guys. My dog barked right by the everything, and that was really loud, and it made me jump. So my apologies. I'll try to do something with the audio so that's not too terrible. but if I can't do anything about it, I'm sorry. He's an Italian Greyhound mix, and he's a little screecher. He likes to screech. We call it screech barking. That's really what he does. So bless his heart, bless our hearts, bless my heart. Oh, that shook me there for a minute. Okay, so guys, let's jump into this here. Message from your ancestors, Page of Pentacles. That's really what I feel like this little nest egg type thing might be. This is most likely a financial thing, a career thing for you, okay? I'm seeing here there's lots of excitement. There's lots of enthusiasm here. If you notice in the background of this particular card with this description, you have them out here sowing seeds, okay? They're creating these rows and the seeds are getting ready to be sown, like it's preparing the field, okay? They're preparing the field so that they can go ahead and plant during the right time, of course, because, you know, this all has to, everything's cyclical, seasons are cyclical, weather is relatively cyclical. It's important to plant at the right time. Everything is being set up here for success, is what I'm seeing. You have set yourself up for success in this area of your life, financially, monetarily, career-wise, job-wise, study-wise. If you're in school and you're not really working right now, that's what I'm seeing here. And I'm seeing here that they want you to know this is being celebrated by them. We've got this extra figure here with 6 of Wands. Normally 6 of Wands is the main character, the main figure, and they're on a horse and there's all these people like standing around. They're up on their high horse, all right? And everyone's celebrating them. But notice here we have this figure with you, and I just really feel like this calls to this teamwork card with your ancestors here. Them being in your corner, being on your side, all right? Being here with you, celebrating with you, okay? That's what I'm seeing here. They're along for the ride, all right? That's what I'm seeing here. So a message that you are being celebrated by them, okay, by others. And if this is something that has not really happened yet for you, this is something that is going to be happening, okay? You're going to find yourself in a state of like celebration. Other people are going to celebrate your achievements is what this is. And this is just a little call to your ancestors here. They're right here with you on this journey, okay? They've got your back. They're here protecting you. The yellow as well, definitely giving me strength card vibes, confidence vibes here. They're very, I'm hearing here that they're like very confident in your ability to achieve what it is that you've set out to achieve. Whatever that may be for you personally. I'm hearing that your ancestors, they're very, very hyped, and they're very confident in your ability to like make shit happen for yourself here. And then, so we have that. Let's get a little bit, I like to get a clarifier for each one here. We have the Queen of Wands, but we have this in reverse. Let's talk about this because the Queen of Wands in reverse can talk about being a little bit too pushy, a little bit too domineering, pushing a little bit too hard with this fiery energy, maybe being a little bit overbearing, maybe our confidence maybe being a little overconfident in some areas, or maybe underconfident in some areas, okay? Interestingly, we have the black cat here on this Queen of Wands, and then we have the black cat here, obviously. This was your main oracle card, the card that you chose, okay? So, all right, we noticed here that this is reversed. Okay, I'm hearing here for you guys, it's really just a message of being mindful about how it is that you're moving in this situation, okay? So how it is that you're flowing, you're moving, how you're making decisions. Are you making decisions out of fear? Are you trying to push things forward faster than what than what they're just able to move? Are we feeling impatient? Is that what we're battling here? Are we really just battling ourselves? Is this internal where we're just kind of battling some impatience because we're really, really ready to get to the point of feeling celebrated and being celebrated, but we're just not quite there yet? We haven't even sown the seeds, but there's maybe a sense of impatience here, wanting to hurry up and get to the other side of this, okay? So this is just a message from your ancestors saying, hey, everything is going to happen in the timing that it's going to take, okay? You like here with these, and I feel like this is actually just a really great, I love that they did this with the imagery of these cards. It takes time. It takes the time that it takes. It takes the time that it takes for this. Y'all, I grew up in the Midwest, and I couldn't even tell you the name of this machine here. As long as it takes for this guy to go through and make all these little rows for the seeds to be planted, it takes as long as it takes, okay? Planting the seeds, getting them in every single row, it takes as long as it takes. Those growing, them being nurtured, it takes as long as it takes, okay? You can kind of generally guess about how long each part of this journey will take, okay? And then there's harvest that comes, and that will take as long as it takes. There are some things in life that just, I know I keep saying it, but they just take as long as they take, you guys, and no amount of pushing and impatience is going to change that, okay? So just a little message there for some of you guys. If you're feeling a little bit impatient with yourself or impatient with the process, you're like, okay, maybe other tarot readings or maybe your own intuition, whatever, it's like, oh, you're going to be celebrated. You're going to have all these great things come through. You're going to have this beautiful, bountiful harvest. Okay. We're seeing that here with the Empress card, and you're sitting there going, okay, but when is this going to happen? But I've been waiting on this for a while, and I'm making the moves. I'm doing the things, I'm preparing myself. I've got everything moving. Okay. So now what? Okay, so where is this? And there's this feeling of impatience and maybe feeling like you need to take action. Because Wands is very action oriented. Maybe you need to take, you're feeling like, oh, maybe I need to do something. Maybe I need to try to push this along. Maybe I need to push. I'm hearing here that is not going to benefit you. You are burning yourself out. You will burn yourself out. You will wear yourself out. So if this is kind of the battle that we're talking about here, if this is resonating for you as the battle that we see over here, maybe this is a battle where you're kind of fighting yourself or fighting circumstances that they are what they are right now. It takes as long as it takes sometimes for things to come together. Okay. But nonetheless, there is this promise of celebration, okay, for you all. It's just going to take as long as it takes. Pentacles is a slower suit within tarot. It just is. Wands is like the fastest suit. Pentacles is the slowest suit. It just takes as long as it takes, okay? I know no one ever wants to hear that, but sometimes that's just the truth of the matter. And then here we have the Hermit with 4 of Cups, okay? So Hermit in reverse, actually. So with the Hermit generally, he is, and let me flip this up right so you guys can see the imagery. I think imagery helps so much in understanding. I think it's important for us to understand our own readings, even if someone else is reading for us. I think it's important for us to understand where it is that they're coming up with these things, what is it that they're seeing, just to kind of better understand. So here with the Hermit card, and you can see the imagery in this one, I hope you guys can see here, he's out on his own. He's away from society. He's journeyed up this mountain, and he's going to go look for enlightenment. They usually have a torch with them, kind of talks about looking for enlightenment. But the problem with the Hermit, or the shadow side of the Hermit, is that we can often, a lot of times this can result in us kind of hiding away, and we kind of forget that we have to reemerge. Okay, we kind of tend to hide ourselves away, and we forget that we do have to reemerge back into society. And it is important to be in relation with others, have relationships with others, friend, and not necessarily romantic. I'm just talking about being in relation with another human being, another person, because this a lot of times can mirror or show us, illuminate things about ourselves that we need to look at or work on or understand better. Okay. So if you have been if you've been in hermit mode, I'm seeing here, it's kind of time to come out of that. Okay. It is high time, come out of hermit mode, reemerge back into the world, back into society, get a little bit of grip on reality a little bit, possibly if you're feeling like that's slipping, you feeling a little distant from everyone. Okay. The Hermit card is saying, okay, it's time to come back. Your journey is over in that regard. It's time to come back down the mountain, rejoin society, re-engage with society, okay? Four of Cups is talking here about not being satisfied. What I'm seeing here is that you went up the mountain, you looked for enlightenment, you looked for answers, you kind of went by yourself, or went on your own, kind of within. And not really, like, what it was that you found out really wasn't what you were hoping for. And it's like what you're being offered, you're just not interested in, almost, or like it's just not what you were hoping for, right? So like maybe eventually you'll accept these cups, you'll interact with these cups, but as of right now, it's not really what you were wanting, right? It's like asking for wine and someone saying, well, we don't have wine, but we have water. And you're like, oh, okay. Sure, I guess I'll take that. Don't really want it right now, but I guess I'll take that, or vice versa. You guys know what I mean. So anyways, that's kind of the situation here. Is you went on this hermit journey and it's looking like possibly that just did not, the answers that you got maybe weren't what you wanted to hear. You thought you wanted something. There was something you thought you wanted, and then you got there and you were like, you know what? This really isn't all that great. Isn't really what I wanted. Let's get a clarifier here. We have Five of Pentacles in reverse. We'll just read reverses. Why not? We'll just do that for you guys. Five of Pentacles in reverse. So talking about coming out of a situation where you're feeling out alone in the cold, vulnerable, with no one there to help you, no one there to offer you any sort of assistance, like this feeling of lack. I see that you're coming out of that though. Okay. So it's like, that's what I'm seeing here is you're coming out of this energy. So there is some impatience here with the journey. I know it sucks, but things take as long as they take sometimes, unfortunately. And that is the message here from your ancestors with this, okay? And then here, Five of Pentacles in reverse. You guys are... It's about coming out of this lack mindset. And this is what I'm seeing. And perhaps this is some advice for you if you are not out of this mindset yet, okay? Is that even though these weren't the Four Cups that you were hoping for, you still got Four Cups. And it might not have been exactly what you were wanting, but these four opportunities... I'm saying the number 4 because we've got Four of Cups here, but obviously that doesn't have to be specifically the number of opportunities or whatever. These opportunities are arising here and being handed to you. And the question here, or the ball is in your court, and it's time for you to decide, what am I going to do with these Four of Cups? Am I like, they're not exactly what I was hoping for, but they are being given to me. They are sitting right here. What can I do with these? What can I do with them while I'm sitting here waiting for this to manifest, for this to kind of come forth in life? What can I do with this? So moving out of a lack mindset where you go, well, shit, that's not even the cups I wanted, but okay, thanks, I guess. Because it do be like that sometimes. It do feel like that sometimes. But moving from that mindset into a mindset where, you know what, this really wasn't what I was expecting to get out of this, but I can definitely do something with this and I can make this work for me. And that's where we have fortune meeting opportunity. These are opportunities, okay? Opportunity here that's coming to you. It's not what you expected. And maybe you're kind of fighting that a little bit. Perhaps this is what battle is for you personally, is that you're fighting this a little bit. It's not exactly what you were hoping for, okay? But we need to come out of this lack mindset and recognize that we do still have something here that we can work with. And if we begin to work with this, good luck is coming our way. Okay. Then moving on, we have the Lovers talking about a choice. Okay. So the Lovers here talking about a choice that we have to make. All right. What are we going to choose? The Lovers is a big card. It's a major arcana card. Okay. So it's probably a big choice that we have to make here. Perhaps this big choice for you is choosing to take advantage of the Four of Cups, these opportunities that have come to you that haven't really been what you were hoping for. Perhaps it's taking advantage of what it is that you have, allowing fortune to meet opportunity, okay? Allowing yourself to work with this, even if it's not what you were really hoping for, and seeing good luck from that. You make that choice, and then here we're sitting in abundance, okay? So let's go ahead and grab this. Two of Cups, you guys. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Two of Cups and the Lovers. The two cards that mean choosing, commitment. This actually came in reverse. So perhaps you've been a little bit hesitant to commit to whatever this choice is for you. There's a big choice in your life. Let me grab one more card. Learn a little bit more. The Star. Okay, so perhaps this is a choice of how you're going to respond now that you came back from this journey and realized you didn't quite get what you were hoping for. You haven't really reached this point of celebration yet. You didn't quite get the outcome you were hoping for with this Hermit card when you went within with this journey, okay? And here, like I said, we're seeing Five of Pentacles in reverse. Are we going to sit in this lack mindset, or are we going to move out of this lack mindset and take advantage of what's being handed to us, the help that's being handed to us? Even if it's not the help that we wanted, maybe it's the help that we need, okay? The Lovers here talks about making a choice, and then we have the Two of Cups with commitment. Are we afraid to commit to this possibly? Are we afraid of being vulnerable with the Star? Typically the Star talks about allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, to be open, open to new possibilities, feeling renewed hope, okay, after going through some rough times, okay? Generally typically the Star character is nude, okay? This deck doesn't have any nudity in it, which makes it very nice and easy and pleasant to use to read on YouTube. But either way, I mean, she is scantily clothed. She's got like this toga on, okay? So vulnerability nonetheless. Are we afraid of being vulnerable? Are we afraid to commit? Are we afraid to commit to that? Pile number one, yeah, that if you're interested in pile number one, if you felt a little bit called to that one, I would go check that one out. But here, I'm definitely seeing that making a choice, okay, it's time to make a choice. And if you do commit, because the Lovers is up right here, commit to making the best of the situation, okay, instead of fighting circumstances that like you can fight, push, be as impatient as you want, and it's not going to make a difference. If you just kind of move into a place of acceptance and flow, all right, try to make the best of what it is you have, you're going to find that you're still able to protect this sacred space, this nest egg, okay? And you're going to find yourself in a place of abundance. I mean, look at this. Let's take a look here between the Page of Pentacles and the Empress, since we've got all this nice little farming imagery here. Notice that there's nothing going on here in this field, right? I mean, like they're getting it ready to plant, okay? Or perhaps that's what this is planting the seeds. Y'all, I don't know. Somebody who knows, let us know in the comment section down below. We would all appreciate it. But also noticing her shadow right here. Sun is shining on her. Sun shining on her face, right? Very happy, very excited about this Pentacles, okay? But if you notice, there's nothing here really good nothing's growing yet. But then we get to the Empress at the end of your reading over here, and look at all this. And she's not just on the outside, she's like smack dab in the middle of this abundance, okay? Smack dab in the middle of this, living her best life, leaning back, experiencing all this abundance, okay, around her, and seeing this all around her. Everything, I mean, it still needs to be harvested, right? But it's there, it's ready, and there is a lot of it, okay? So I'm seeing here that your guides or your ancestors want you to know, okay, that the battle, if there's a battle here where you've been kind of maybe battling yourself, pushing forward, being a bit impatient with the way things are going, okay, you're really just doing yourself a disservice here. Take what you have been given, even if it's not exactly what you were hoping for. Take what you've been given, find a way to work with that, okay? And make that choice. Ultimately, make the choice to decide, hey, I'm going to work with this. I'm going to work with what I've got, even if it's not exactly ideal. Like, even if I don't really feel like messing with it and being vulnerable, even if I don't see that there's a lot of hope in this, even if I don't have a lot of hope for this working out how I was hoping it would, even if I don't, like, even if there's this feeling where you don't really want to commit to it either, I'm hearing here, your ancestors want you to know that it's really important for you to commit to this. Don't lose hope. There is lots of abundance and luxury coming your way. It is just a matter of time here. Also want to point out real fast with wheat, one of its correspondences, it has to do with ancestors. So just another nice little confirmation there for you guys. But this is what I'm seeing from your ancestors as a message to you, okay? It was kind of a lot, but they had a lot to say about your situation. Overall, good luck coming towards you as long as you take advantage of what it is that's being given to you, even if it's not exactly what you were hoping for, okay? Commit to taking advantage of this, okay? Making the best moves you can with what it is that you've been given, and you will find yourself in the energy of being celebrated, of having all this abundance, and having a big harvest waiting for you, okay? It's just a matter of time, all right? So this is what I have for you guys, pile number 2. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please like the video if it resonated, and subscribe to the channel. It helps so much. I also want to thank your ancestors for coming through to give you guys this message, and I will see you all in your next reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen Dawn, the light after darkness, as your main oracle card here. And we're just getting some messages from your ancestors, just kind of leaving it open and seeing what it is that they want to let you know, what type of messages they have for you, just really anything. Every reading's been a little bit different, so we'll see how you guys is going to go. But Dawn, the light after darkness. So if you are currently in a dark spot, okay, this is a promise that you will be coming out of that, all right? Also, we've got the owl here. The owl is nocturnal. Even when it is dark, they can still see clearly. I'm hearing clear seeing is coming through. So clairvoyance, just a very specific message for very small few of you. If you are someone who's interested in clairvoyance, mediumship, anything like that, this is a message from your ancestors. This is a confirmation that you were looking for, that is something that you should look into, work on. They want to work with you guys with that too, is what I'm hearing. So very specific message here, but that is coming through for pile number 3, or for my pile number 3s here. Okay, so let's get some more cards. We'll learn a little bit more about this in context of your reading here. So y'all know I love my Urban Crow Oracle deck, so we will be starting with this deck as well. Those two don't want to come out, so we'll do those. And then let's go ahead and grab your tarot cards too. Just kind of get it all out on the table. You know, actually, let's go ahead. We've got survival here, yeah. And luck. Oh, okay. Pile number 2, pile number 3. Y'all are the lucky piles. You guys both have things, and I'm talking about luck. So you might have felt, especially dawn after darkness, you might have felt like you're coming out of a darker time, possibly. So you might feel called to pile number 2. If so, definitely go check that out. If not, don't worry about it. It's all good. So anyways, you guys, okay, so let me grab your tarot cards. But while I do that, we're going to talk about this luck and this survival here. So survival, I feel like you guys have been in survival mode for a long time, okay? Definitely feeling that here with your your reading here, especially if you've got dawn, light after darkness. I feel like it's all these top cards here. I don't know, you guys. And then some bottom cards. Especially dawn here, light after darkness. Then we've got survival. You guys have been in survival mode for a while, I think. You guys have been in a situation where you've kind of had to, 7 of Swords here, flipping out. I really think it wants to be read with these here independently, not necessarily with our other tarot cards. So I'm going to listen to my intuition with that. But I feel like you guys, it's like you all have had to do, I'm not saying shady shit, but it's like you guys have been put in some really shitty situations where like you just have kind of had to do what you've had to do in order to survive. And if that means maybe doing something that at any other point in time you wouldn't have deemed appropriate, or you wouldn't have deemed acceptable, you're now doing those things, or you have been put in a position where you've had to do those things because you feel like you've had no other choice. You are in survival mode, okay? Your ancestors really want you to know, and like as I'm about to say this, as a full body chills, okay? This time is coming to an end for you. You're not going to be in this situation anymore. This is coming to an end for you guys. Perhaps you've already started to see the just tiny peak of light up over the horizon as dawn is starting to come in for you guys. Perhaps you still feel like you're right in the middle of this darkness, okay? But your ancestors want you to know that this is coming to an end, okay? And they also want you to know too, with this 7 of Swords, if you have had to do something or been pushed to do something that you're not necessarily very proud of, okay? Maybe something that, like I said, in other situations you wouldn't have deemed it appropriate or acceptable or even the right thing to do. Maybe in other situations you would have deemed this the wrong thing to do, okay? Your guides, your ancestors, specifically, your ancestors want you to know that they understand, okay? Like I've said in the other piles, I'm going to say it in this pile too. Lots of our hardships stem from trauma and issues that were laid, that foundation that was laid early on in our lifetime, in early childhood, okay? It's important to remember our parents treated us the way they did because their parents treated them the way that they did, and and they do that because their parents treated them the way that, them a certain way, and their parents treated them a certain way. So a lot of this is generational, okay? Lots of generational trauma, lots of generational cycles, all right, that are being some of them are being ended, some of them are continuing, okay? But it's important to know that our ancestors have been where we are now. In a different way, in a different time, in a slightly different situation, but there's a pretty good chance that whatever internal junk you're dealing with, they have dealt with it also, okay? But they're now on the other side, they're seeing things differently, and I also want to acknowledge that a lot of times they were the ones who were they perpetuated this. They allowed these things to continue. Maybe they put their foot down in one area, but they allowed things to continue in another area. We're all doing our best, of course, and this is not to excuse any sort of trauma, dysfunction, toxicity, etc. That's not what we're dealing with. We want to speak to healed ancestors only, healed ancestors who have done the work, even if it's on the other side, and have come to understand their place and everything, okay? But this is a big message that has been coming through for every pile. Your ancestors really want you to know. They want everyone to know. And maybe this is just a collective message in general. They have been through a lot of the same stuff, and it's why they are, it's why they can, It's the reason why they are sometimes super useful in our journey and really there to help us and to stand by us, okay, while we're going through what we're going through, because there's a pretty good chance they've been through something similar, okay? But yes, so Seven of Swords, they see this. You may have to have had to do some sneaky, shady shit or something to that extent that you weren't proud, that you're not proudest of in order to survive. They see the intentions behind it. They know you're in survival mode. They know you were in a dark spot. There's no judgment there for that, okay? That's something that I feel like really, that's a huge message coming through loud and clear. They want you to know before we even turn these over, okay? But let's go ahead, flip these over, see what it is that we've got going on. We have the Nine of Pentacles, okay? We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and I've been doing reverses in this reading, and I think I'm going to continue to do reverses in this reading. Ace of Swords, Queen of Wands. Yes, you may have felt called to pile number 2. Go check that out with this little black cat here. Judgment in reverse here, okay. And Queen of Swords in reverse here as well. Okay, so let's talk about it, you guys. I'll flex my, well, not really flex, but I'll work my reversal reading muscles here for y'all. Okay, so Nine of Pentacles over the Four of Pentacles in reverse. You guys moving to a new spot where you're not feeling like you're having to hold so tightly to your finances. This very much feels like kind of a financial type of situation here, okay? Good luck coming in. We're not having to hold so tightly, okay? Just like gripping sand. You hold it super tightly and then it all just comes, then you've basically got nothing left in your hand, right? It just all comes like trickling out between our fingers. But when we're gripping, when we have sand in our hand with a soft, gentle grip, it piles there and it stays piled there nicely, right? So we close too tightly, everything just kind of just flows through our fingers. When we have this nice loose grip, we'll find things stay. It's almost easier to control things when you don't try so hard to control things, if that makes any sense at all. But Nine of Pentacles here, I'm seeing some satisfaction coming in for you guys, some abundance coming in for you guys as well. Perhaps even, this hawk here is standing out to me. So perhaps even a bit of a bird's eye view. I believe that's a hawk. Let me pull this super close to my face. Yes, that is a hawk. Okay. So, I mean, like gaining a better view of everything, kind of getting a better view from above. You see, she has all these awards up here. We've got this beautiful, like, is gilded the right word? I don't think so. Ornamental photo frame with the grapes here. So luxury, abundance. Okay. She's got this fur coat here as well. So just abundance, luxury coming in for you guys, okay? Nine of Pentacles, being very satisfied and happy with where you're at financially. If that is not where you're at right now, okay, you are moving into that space. You're moving away from this feeling of needing to tightly control everything, okay? I am also seeing here for you guys, you've got Ace of Swords. Your ancestors are wanting to point out that there's some ideas that are popping up in your head, okay? Let me get a clarifier for this. 10 of Swords. Okay, all right. A mindset. There is a mindset that you've... I keep wanting to say embodying, and I don't know if that is the right word for you all, but I'm just gonna go with it because it's what I keep hearing. There's a mindset that you've been embodying, that you've been attached to, okay? This mindset, it's old. It's not new, okay? Because this is in reverse here. It's not something new. It's this old, outdated way of thinking, and it's actually quite a burden, okay? 10 of Swords here. It's so much of a burden, okay? It's not just 10 of Wands burden. It's 10 of Swords burden. You're done, okay? If you notice, this is actually supposed to kind of be like an outline. like a crime scene outline a little bit. We've got all the swords like that have fallen within them. This is just being done over it. Okay. This mindset, this old outdated mindset here with this Ace of Swords in reverse is beginning to wear on you, and it might be keeping you in this dark place. It might be time to let go of whatever this is. Okay. It's making you feel burdened. It's making you feel over it. Honestly, like all these swords, I mean, that's almost like it's kind of burnout, really, with 10 of Swords. So perhaps you've been burning yourself out a little bit, working really hard. Let me get one more just off the top here. The World in reverse. Okay, yeah. So older mindset here and something, and perhaps this is some sort of generational trauma that we're talking about here, especially when we have the World here. And we have this in reverse. The World usually talks about cycles ending, something ending. Okay. But it is in reverse. Okay. So it's like this cycle isn't ending. It's not ending in the timing that it needs to, or it's not, it's still moving forward. It hasn't totally screeched to a halt yet. I'm hearing here that that's you that needs to do that. Okay. So some sort of mindset, it's not been good. It's a heavy mindset. Okay. With this 10 of Swords, it is a heavy mindset that is burdening you. It's probably a bit of a negative mindset. It's probably like, perhaps it's ruminating, okay? Because that's definitely something that can get us with this Ace of Swords in reverse, 10 of Swords. It's about rumination, possibly. You're ruminating on these things that have happened, and rather than dealing with them, like looking them in the face, dealing with them, and then letting them go, we're stuck in that. Okay. So here, this is really talking about leaving that mindset behind, allowing that mindset to come to a rest and moving into a space of more personal power. Honestly, I'm going to say this, and I want you to take it with a grain of salt, because I'm not trying to victim blame or trying to, nothing like that. But there are times when we get stuck in a victim mindset. Something happens to us. We are absolutely a victim of something or someone, but then we keep ourselves in that place of victimhood, and we don't allow ourselves to rise above that. We don't rise above it and go, okay, that happened to me. It wasn't great. It really sucked. This is how I felt about it. This is how I'm dealing with it. Okay. But you know what? I'm not perpetually always a victim. I do have some control over my life. I do have some agency. I do have passion still. Don't let this damper your passion. For whatever it is, for whatever this is, you're coming out of this dark time here, and this is how you're going to get out of this dark time. Okay. This is how you're going to move from this night darkness into the dawn, into the light, into this, I would say even sun card moment. Okay. It's about no longer sitting in a place of victimhood and allowing yourself to be confident. Okay. Being confident in whatever it is that you're chasing here, working towards, even if that's just working towards getting out of survival mode. You have to have some confidence in your ability to do this. Okay. Pile number 3, have some confidence here with this, some passion. Okay. The Queen of Wands is incredibly confident. She's incredibly passionate about what it is that she does. And she's also very intuitive. We have the Black Cat here. The cat has one foot in the afterlife, one foot on the other side, and one foot on our side here. Okay. They're able to see both sides. They're able to ride that line. Okay. Tapping into intuition, tapping into messages from the other side. Okay. This is what I'm seeing here as being encouraged for you. Pile number 3. Step back into your power. You're giving your power away to this situation or this person, whoever it was, whatever it was that put you in this place of feeling like a victim or being a victim, whoever it was that made you a victim. Okay. You do not have to continue to be their victim. All right. Step out of that situation, step back into your power. Okay. You need to learn, I'm hearing, how to wield your thoughts in a way that works best for you. We have Queen of Swords in reverse here. Perhaps you have been, I'm hearing here like being very sharp-tongued, being very, harsh on yourself, a little too cold. Swords represent air energy, okay? So a little too cold, a little too unfeeling maybe, or a little too harsh, a little too mean, honestly. The Queen of Swords, I mean, think about that character, and then you flip her in reverse. She's not really the nicest person. It's really kind of her shadow side, right? She can be a little harsh. She can be a little sharp-tongued. She can be a little mean. She can be a little, just a little bit of a bitch. Don't be that way to yourself, okay? That's what I'm hearing here, especially swords, thoughts. Don't be this way to yourself, okay? I feel like you're being so mean to yourself. You have a really, really harsh inner critic, okay? Lots of judgment, okay? And we've got judgment in reverse. I think you are slinging judgment left and right on yourself where you just really don't deserve it. Pile number 3. That is what I'm hearing here. You are judging yourself so harshly for things that are totally out of your control, or for doing things that you had to do because of a situation. It was what it was, okay? 7 of Swords here. I think you're being very, very harsh on yourself. This could be negative self-talk, by the way. This Ace of Swords in reverse being clarified. We've got the clarifiers of 10 of Swords and the World in reverse here. This could be, lots of negative self-talk, okay? This could be, kind of, being like I said, being mean to yourself. Lots of hateful, negative self-talk going on here, calling yourself all sorts of different words, names. And of course, our inner voice comes from our childhood, our primary caregivers early on in life. So going back to ancestors, going back to generational trauma, cycles being perpetuated, being continued, like generation after generation. You're here to break those. Pile number 3. Ooh, got chills when I said that. You're here to break those, okay? You're here to break those cycles, to end those, to put your foot down and say, no, we are not doing this. I am not continuing this anymore. Even if you don't plan on having children, don't continue to do it to yourself. Stop that in its tracks and go, no, I'm not going to judge myself so harshly and be my own worst critic here. I'm not going to allow myself to I'm not going to talk to myself like this. Why would I don't deserve to be spoken to this way. I wouldn't let anyone else speak to me this way. Why am I allowing myself to speak to me this way? That's what I'm hearing here. Your ancestors really want you to put your foot down and stop this cycle. Stop this cycle that has just continued and continued and continued. Perhaps you had really harsh critical parents who were very, very hard on you. They had harsh critical parents who were very, very hard on them, and it's gone back for generations. And here you are. It's time to stop this, okay? That's what I'm seeing here, all right? And a promise, too, of when you begin to tackle this, a promise of abundance, okay? A promise of good luck, a promise of coming out of survival mode, okay? Of no longer being the prey, but rather embodying the predator, okay? Here with the Owl card. Or with the Dawn card, and we've got this owl here, okay? We see here too, we've got half moon. It's kind of like half moon, half sun here. So this transformation, okay, coming in for you as you end these cycles of, I'm hearing it in my head and I'm going to say it, self-abuse, okay? You're verbally abusing yourself, and you have been for years. And this didn't start with you, okay? And I'm hearing this didn't start with your parents, and I'm hearing an apology. actually from your ancestors, an apology that this is something that you're having to deal with in this life, this go round during this time, that, you know, they perpetuated this, they did, their parents did, their children did, and it's continued on, but you're here to put a stop to it so this no longer continues, because this is debilitating. Pile number 3, this is super debilitating to be sitting here and it's like you're your own worst critic. It's like you don't even have it's like you don't even have yourself in your corner with you, fighting with you. It's like you're all by yourself, but even more so because you don't even have your own back, you know? And so I'm seeing here, your ancestors really want you to put your foot down and to stop this cycle here of negative self-talk, of being so mean and sharp with yourself, of judging yourself so harshly. You don't deserve that, pile number 3. It's time to move out of this dark place and into the light, okay? You've got luck on your side. You've got abundance coming your way. There is a promise of that. It seems to me like your guides have really wanted to, like your ancestors, I'm sorry, I keep saying, was it your reading? Maybe it was the last reading. I kept saying guides, and then your reading, I feel like I'm saying guides too, and I definitely didn't with pile number 1, like not even once. So your ancestors, I would say, are probably a major guide for you. They're very active in your life, okay? So here I'm seeing that, like, perhaps you've been very concerned with your financial situation. Here's some confirmation, validation, comfort for you, showing, hey, abundance is coming in. You've got lots of good luck coming your way. You're moving out of survival mode here, but you got to get your head right. Okay. It's kind of what I'm seeing here. Okay. Mind your head. You've got to take care of your head. You've got to take care of your mental health. You've got to take care of the way that you're talking to yourself. You've got to do something about that. Okay. Because you're just putting yourself down all the time, and you just don't deserve that, pile number 3. This is overall the message that I'm seeing for you. Your ancestors are just so concerned about your well-being, and they want to make sure that you know how loved you are, that you don't deserve to be spoken to in this way. I do feel like I want to get one more card, final message for you guys before we close this reading. I didn't do this for everybody, but I'm going to do it for you. And we have the Empress, you guys. This has come out in every single reading, okay? The Empress, I love this when we're talking about ancestors, because it has this wheat here talking about, which is like one of the correspondences with this particular plant is ancestors, okay? So we have this harvest here, this abundance. You can expect lots of abundance, okay, in your life. Lots of abundance of joy, happiness, support, okay? It's just about it's about working on this mindset, okay? I don't want to say getting rid of it, because that's not really, I don't know. That's not really it's not really the right words for that, but working on this, okay? Working towards changing this, speaking to yourself kindly, okay? You are not a piece of trash, pile number 3. I don't know why. I just feel like you guys have been telling yourself that. You're not a piece of trash, okay? You are a literal empress. I don't care what gender you are or how it is that you identify. It does not matter. You are an empress. You deserve to be treated like one and to be spoken to like one. So speak to yourself that way, because you deserve it. Okay, pile number 3. This is what I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please like the video if it resonated and subscribe to the channel. It helps so much. I want to thank your ancestors for coming through to give you this message, and I will see you all in your next reading. Bye.